Are you tired of that endless grind? Do you dream of bagging that coupon to sell for triple digit? So you finally came to me for the secret. It is simpler than you think. Simulator pals. I'm going to show you 4 different ways to master this mode and walk away with the highest score possible. Whether you're a bomber or a dogfighter, there is a method here for you. Let's get to work. 4 methods to dominate sim. Method 1. Sneak attacks. So I will simplify it for you guys in a Picasso art like different style, and I will show you how to. To stay hidden, you need to fly under the enemy radar and keep your radar off so you don't trigger their RWR. But if they actually lock you because of pulse Doppler, you have to stay in a multi-pass range like 60 meters above the ground and the missile will hit the ground as shown on the screen. But actually I didn't do any of this because the enemy didn't spot me anyway. So now I will show you how to sneak attack the enemy in the game itself. So the footage begins with me flying, trying to find the enemies. I found the guy, unlocked him, just zoomed in for the green box to find him. So I turn off my radar so he can't see me or expect where I come from. Then I transition to the deck so I can have a clean rear aspect of him to either launch a missile or just empty my cannon. But in this case I misunderstood him and he just went head on, so it's an all-out dogfight. And now just fast forward the video for you guys because this wasn't any sneaky anymore. And then I blew his move off with a Vulcan cannon. The only reason I want this dogfight is I spotted him first. So now I will show you some random kills without the process because I already showed you. So now it's your time to spot like I did. The key to winning dogfights is spotting first. As you can see, this guy is clueless until I hit him with a bolt. Then he tried to wobble. I tried adjusting my aim but I don't have a joystick so I missed him. Then I blew his move off with a Python. I know talking is hard for me guys, but yeah. Then we transition to the second kill in the same way. I just approached from the rear and this guy tried to do a cobra from me and I just hose him down with a Vulcan cannon. I missed my aim because I'm not using a joystick. This is simulator, aiming is hard. Then he tried to launch an R-73 on me while he stalled. Yeah, and then I just flared multiple times and avoided the missile. Okay, you can't imagine what happened in this kill. This guy was flying to bomb bases, so he dropped the bomb, so what I did will shock you. I shot down the bomb with a Python, then it crit him, spray my cannon everywhere. And this is the last kill where I lost the dogfight against the SU-30 MK. He just outrated me with the Cobra button, then he sprayed some of his round in my plane. He damaged me, but he ended up just crashing into me and I hold the trigger and I got the kill at the end. And now we transition into method 2, base bombing. It is the easiest of them. You can do it while you even watch YouTube in the background. So this method just requires you to find a base on the map and you could pick the closest one to you. So when you approach a base you also gotta watch your speed like mine. I just delayed air brake because you need to be under 1 Mach in order to drop bombs, and drop the bombs cleanly like this, then just step out. So I will show you guys one more clip of me dropping bombs to give you an idea. So like I told you before guys, you need to delay air brake, be under 1 Mach, then drop cleanly. But also as you can see, I approach the base, watch my speed, watch my RWR to not get sneak attack, and then you drop the bombs cleanly like that. And you actually can see that my plane got some damage by the SBAA, but I actually managed to go back to airfield and land like you see. Okay, that's the method done. So guys, hold on. I think it's time I need to tell you about the useful action reward. So after bombing like that, you have to wait 15 minutes at least to get your reward for bombing, or at least you need to go back to airfield, just sit on the runway like I do. Then when you get your reward, just do it, rinse and repeat, yeah. And now ahead with method 3. Well, this method is simply about multitasking. Like for example, you could bomb a base, then go search for targets, or kill a target, then go back to airfield, try to get 15 minutes done so you can get the reward. So as you can see in the footage now, I just bombed Then I opened the radar immediately, try to see enemies. I see 2 targets, but I couldn't kill anybody in the footage, so I won't bother you and I will show you another way of doing it. So in this footage, as you can see, I killed somebody, but if you also can see, he cursed me in the chat. I don't know what he said, I translate it later, and I won't show it for you guys in the beginning of the match. So I just saved some time, and then I waited 15 minutes to get the reward after I shut the recording off. Then I changed my layout, go bomb, so that's also multitasking, but I won't bother you with the rest. You get the point, the method is done. And if you made it to method 4, you are ready for the hardest job in sim, the airfield strike. Everything you know about the airstrike is obsolete by now. The I-290M update turned the enemy base into a no-fly zone that actually works. I spent hours testing every tool in hangar to see what actually punches through. We tried long-range guided missiles, standard dumb bombs, precision GPUs. Each airfield have different modules. You need to damage them one by one. If you get all of them, the airfield is dead basically. But you need to focus on specific ones, like I'll show you now in a picture. The landing line are in charge of respawn, so if you damage the main runway, they cannot respawn again. The living zone in charge of repairing the airfield. The parking zone are in charge of repairing the planes or repairing your plane. The storage area are in charge of refuel and reload. And I tried all of this in the Air Force Phantom 2. I joined an already going match for you guys, but then I took off as usual. And the first thing I did is spot their airfield, go there, try to flank. And we guys, at the beginning of the match of a simulator, you have to flank their airfield. You cannot just fly straight to it. You will get shot down by the I-290. So what I did first is I spotted it and got close to it. I flanked. Then I fired some AGMs on the SBAIs, doing some seed or suppression of enemy anti-air defenses. Then I dove down to the deck to avoid getting hit by the SPAs. And then my muscles just missed for no reason. I had to launch more or launch again. Launch more AGMs at the air defenses from a closer range. And now I guarantee that the missile should hit now. And then boom, I got all of them now. So now I will go back, rearm and try to come and bomb them. But sadly I got killed in the process because the air defenses have some time to respawn and I didn't damage the living zone enough, so it stopped them from repairing. So that's mistake on my own. And I did it again to prove my point, so I just launched some Mavericks. Then I just shut down the anti-air defenses. Then I rearm, come back, bomb. I die again. Yeah, same way. So it's impossible to bomb like you used to before. And the match just ends. That's what I earned so far just by killing anti-air defenses. And that score that I got so far. So this time I brought bombs and guided missiles, so I can disable the enemy anti-air defenses. And then I could bomb, but Gabbers are still there, so I'm not sure what will. So this time is a new match. I just spawned. I will go back to their runway. I will spot the runway first. Then I spotted the runway. And then I launched Mavericks as per usual. Then I went in a notch, so I could defend against the I-290M, but I ended up getting shut down, so I had to repeat everything again for you guys. And I tried again trying to bomb, so this isn't any good. I died like multiple times trying to bomb, drop my bombs on the airfield, but I couldn't. But this time I actually dropped my bombs, but I died at the end, so I didn't get much score. So I tried disabling the anti-air defenses again, and let's take a moment to appreciate who still watched till this moment. I really appreciate it. I'm a new editor, like I don't make the highest quality videos, but this one actually took a lot of time to edit, so thank you so much. And back to the video go. I just disabled the enemy anti-air defenses, and now I will go for a bomb. But this time I actually use a new method, which is guided bombs and guided missiles at the same time, you know, so it's a mix. And I hope it will work, and as expected it worked well, but you need a plane that have a lot of guided ordnance to be able to do that. Also to able to do damage to the airfield. But if you actually can see, I damaged the main runway, which cannot do any damage. You need like a very high sized bomb to be able to do anything to scratch the main runway. But I'ma give it a second try to see how much score I will get this time. I mean, it worked, but it doesn't give that much score, but it gives you something to work with. If you're new to simulator, you could just try it and you get some decent score. But I think Gaijin just nerfed the score or something like that. I got 1000 score so far. I don't know. I'm happy for it, but I don't know. I expected you get some much from bombing their airfield stuff. But if you actually can see, I damaged the living zone, which in charge of repairing the airfield, which mean their AA will take longer to spawn. But I just scratched it, I don't have that much big ordnance to drop on it. I tried doing it again, but I died, so let's transition a better way of doing the airfield strike. So if you wanna do a successful airfield strike, you have to use the ground masking. As you see in a video, you have to stay under 10 meters of the ground and approach their airfield without getting shot down. And then you need to climb behind the terrain, as I will show you in a video. You have to climb, then in the video, as you can see, I just pitched up above 10 meters, then I got shot down. I'll try it again, but without going above the 50-meter mark. And actually this time, as you can see, I actually did it. I actually was able to pass above their airfield without getting shot down, but I missed dropping my bombs because, as I will show you, you need to disable the weapon selector. If you have it on, you cannot just drop bomb series. You have to disable it. Then you could just press the button that you are assigned to the bomb series, and then you could just drop all of your bombs. But in this clip, as you can see, I pitched up slightly and I got shut down. So I will try it again to show you my point, that you need to be under 10 meters. If you pitch up 20 meters, you will get shut down. So this time, as you can see, I went around, I didn't get shut down, I dropped all of my bombs, I survived, I succeed. But as you can see, terrain mask is not easy. I had to redo it again. But this time I actually did it properly. I pitched up, stayed terrain level, I didn't shut down, I dropped my bomb, then I got out. But actually, as you can see in the video, I couldn't drop all my bombs. 3 bombs are left out of 7. I couldn't drop all of them, but still a win. I managed to survive. And then actually on the way out, I found the Su-39 flying away. I licked him with a Sparrow. Then I launched at him, missile out, Fox 1. A nice Splash 1 Su-39. You could also get some kills like that at the end. And you could also get more score if you do it. And finally, if any of these 4 missiles help you survive the I-29M, let me know in a comment. This edit took a lot of hours to sync up every word and effect to make it clear for you guys. If you appreciate the effort, a sub means a lot. See you in the next sortie.